Good morning. Hope you guys doing good. Today is August 20 already, almost September. Gosh, end of summer is coming near, but it's still wonderful weather outside. So hope you guys can enjoy the remaining of the season. And for me, it was definitely the best season I ever had this summer with the Lord, and we just had a blast together. And I don't know, I just felt life through me, and my spirit and my soul is asking for life and peace, and I got both of them. So that's why I was so excited this summer, and I just feel one with him, you know. So let's start quickly today. The market has been moving. It's really quite exciting. And with that, we have to be humble, you know. And let's start with a prayer. It gets us in the right mood. So it goes with Psalm 25, verse 8 and 9. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he teach sinners in the way. The humble he guides in justice, and the humble he teach his way. Dear Father, you are good. Your ways are perfect and above my own. You deserve my full obedience and my worship. You are my teacher and authority because of your goodness. Humble me today when I choose my way over yours. Use my prideful moments as an opportunity to teach me and redirect me. Show my friends that your goodness is more important than their desires. Provide them with encouragement to seek your good and upright way. Thank you for your constant instruction and concern for each steps of my life. In the name of Jesus, I pray these things. Amen. Yeah, that's very important. In the past, man, my desires of the world was so big that, my free will, my will was affected. It was really reduced to the bottom. So I was a slave. That's how you become a slave. When your desires of the world is too big, it can be anything. It can be like money. It can be like sexuality. It can be just like a new member of your family, a newborn. It's too important. And we're from dust to dust. That means that we're so fragile. We're a treasure in a earthly vessel. So I don't know, I just know that my desire was too powerful in this world. But what you can do is that you change this desire by a desire that is way bigger, and this desire is to be a son of the living God. So that's the prayer. Let's start with it right away. All right, so let's start with the big one. Let's start with Bitcoin. Hope you guys can see my screen. So let's start with the daily. You can see that here I mark the chart a little bit. For me, anything above 75K was the selling zone, okay? And this was the premium selling zone, and this was the top, okay? That's how I made this drop, okay? Made money in the last drop of this one. And we can see that, here there's some gas. Remember, liquidation is like gas for market maker. That's how they operate, because it's cost efficiency. They can push further. So you have to be careful if you want to go long in Bitcoin. I discourage a little bit, because I think it might just hold on. And what I would like to see is like Ethereum and other altcoins maybe pushing up. While Bitcoin is like stabilization. So we need that to check out the Bitcoin dominance, see what it's doing. If it breaks below, then you can be sure that altcoins and Ethereum will be pumping, while Bitcoin might be more stable under 75K. So yeah, what I'm saying is that here for me, we can see that here the 1 hour I mark it better. You see, that was my top above this yellow line. This was my premium sell, and quickly it went into sell under 75K. You see 75K. So yeah, the Bitcoin could push a little bit more and come back in the selling zone. Selling zone is right here. But I think that for me, when I mark the market, is under 75K was the distribution. So this for me was like on the distribution going down. So that's why I said the other day is like for me I always prefer to have my average price right right into the the premium selling sell, as a market maker. So when you invest in distribution, you have to get in and get out quickly. That's why it's not peaceful, and that's why I don't really like. That's happening a bit with my silver trade right now, but I'm trying to hold on this trade. So I don't know why it's lagging today, but it was. We can check it out, and Bitcoin, what we can see is that, open interest is, for me, when if it was going down, every time it's going down, open interest is going like lower. And what I noticed is here, we went down low, but because some people thought Bitcoin was going up again, like they open new position long, and then you had like some push of the short, so open interest like really went high, and then it started to go down here because some of the short like released the pressure. So that's why the price went up a little bit. But then as soon as they went into liquidation, they pushed back again to trap them. So they're in control. And here you can see that, like longs that probably got liquidated here. And you had like a sharp drop here, and then you see the open interest went down. And here it's accumulation of longs and short probably. And then you see as soon as we went down, we kind of did a fake out because we kind of broke this trend line, but like we simply like move again, and then we're here. So it's a bit hard to know like what's going on for Bitcoin for the remaining, but my bet on interim, that's why I don't want to invest, because I believe that Bitcoin under 100K is on quite distribution zone. And if I was like a short market seller and my average price was like, I don't know, like 110K, it's good when Bitcoin price is overpriced. For me, it's a bit scary, but that's a trend line. I know it's going to zero or whatever, but I think that's another trend line here. And now we're like a bit overpriced. So if you're shorter and you have been investing like above here, like for now, right now, it could be a good way to simply add to your position right here, as it was here. It's always dangerous because you have liquidation up to there, but yeah, it's for me, Bitcoin, the push, everything from the push from this price, it was to dump their share, above 100K, and they did dump like a lot massively here and here, and now we're in distribution zone. This is distribution. So anything under that is just going down. So yeah, it's a sharp here, and you have to be careful because like if Bitcoin is pumping right now, and you have altcoins and Ethereum, but if it's now it's Ethereum and altcoins are pumping massively, and then you have like a stabilization of Bitcoin, and then if Bitcoins drop later, and then you have like Bitcoin dominance like crashing down, it will probably means that Ethereum and all our altcoins are holding on. So it can be like a next shift in the market. What I like about like like studying chart is it gives us a good point of what's probably coming in the future. What I mean is that you have like economic news, but when the times that the news come out, it's already in the past. Because the market maker, the ones who has money, they really like they really know what's probably going on in the future, and they want to dump their share before the news happen. So it's always like that, and they make sure to like let's say like silver, they pump silver under at $120 price, and then they dump, and now the price is $68 and something. And for me, it's because they knew that maybe today or in the coming weeks or months, probably silver is not a good asset to hold on, but that's what I'm saying is that probably in Bitcoin, I don't know why, but maybe there's not a future in Bitcoin, but maybe there is with Ethereum or altcoins for the future tokenization, or I don't know. What I'm saying is that I can read the chart and I want to position myself in the same way as the market maker operates. So I think that's the main goal of trading. But some doesn't see it like that. They just see it like a daily opportunity, and that's just as good for me. But I prefer to have the peace of mind when I'm a good position. I just can hold on to as a market maker. What I'm saying also is that it's what happened in the market in history. Uh, mostly of the trader they check it out and they say, oh, Bitcoin, the bull run lasts for years, and then you have halving and da. But yesterday is history. Okay, it doesn't predict the future, and tomorrow is mystery. But what's the most important is today. Okay, today is a gift. That's why it's called present, right? But today we have to free our mind from the wall, and we have to choose Christ. We have to be humble, and we have to choose, our best possibility. What the market will do tomorrow from today, the perspective of today, because today kind of dictate what's going on in tomorrow. So it's very important to not be to be open-minded. That probably can be Bitcoin could be have no future, and Ethereum could be have a future, and it could be a big market shift. So that's why you have to read market in the long term to see what's going on. So that's my perspective, and that's why I invest in Ethereum. So as you can see, there's a big shift here in open interest. On the daily, you see that but we're still high. Okay, we're still very high. For me, anything under like the yellow line here is still very high. Um, like Bitcoin, I think can be like highly manipulative because the difference is that on future they can invest like they can manipulate the market from future. So we can see that here we had like a huge pump, in that liquidity. We took out some short seller, but I guess that new position did open also in short side. So big liquidation here, you see, and the accumulation distribution. I like this chart too. We can see that they have been accumulating from here, and probably like no sales position massively we're taking, so we're just going up on this way. Um, so yeah, just I think we have to see what the market is doing right here because we're near 75K. As I said, for me, under 75K on the last drop was the distribution. So and here was the selling zone about 75, and here was the premium zone above 77, and the top was here. So we have to monitor that. What else can we check? We can definitely check Ethereum right now. Ethereum is very like very special because there's something big happening in open interest, and you can see that the 4 hours like we just went up a lot on the price. We did like 20% about yesterday, and now we're breaking this channel. I don't know if it will hold on, but you can see every time we went up there, we move on, we move on, we move on. But I feel the short squeeze is in the air, because when you go back to the top here, let's say here, you can see that something happened here. Okay, this is a big drop, and you can see that sometimes when it happens like this, okay, this was a balanced market. Okay, at the top here, this was liquidation. But you know what market maker does is that they protect the liquidity for later here, and they sell into the strength. Okay, so that's what God does. Okay, his power is made perfect in weakness. So in the weakness of the buyer, of the seller, I mean, okay, because here was the strength of the buyer, the weakness of the seller. They completely sold their share, okay, or their open position, because you can see if you have big open position, they simply sold their position into the strength of the buyer. So just let's say you have like a lot of buyer wanting to buy at this price, this price, this price, and they just complete in in a short amount of time, they just completely uh, sold that, okay, to them. And after you see the price, because of the liquidation and the pressure, they bounce, and then it just went down. And see, the open interest just went up. Here, liquidation, and went down. Probably some got liquidated that just went long into this process, and then we just go up, go up, go up. So lots of shorter, shorter, shorter. You know, they can short and they can put pressure, maybe thinking that I don't know, Ethereum can go to $400. But here you can see there's a big market shift. Is that here liquidation, liquidation here, and you see we're kind of breaking here. So I'm wondering like what's going to be a big the next big move. But for me, anything under 2400 was a good buy in my book because of the price action. Remember that here was my bottom of my price action, and my killing zone was between this 1300 and 2400. So I accumulate the most I could under 18 above, uh, about, and I took some position. So let's see what the market get us to move. But you can invest right now because it's still under 2400. But of course the risk is higher because if you invest here and we go back to the price, let's say here, it's a good massive 40%, you know. So I don't know. You have to put maybe some stop loss, but I don't want to put some stop loss. I want to accumulate position, so I will say probably like if I want to increase my position, increase but with small margin, that could do it. What I like to do, what I would like to do in the future is that once it goes up, I would like to like kind of continue to trade on longs, but then put some stop loss on profit, you know, during the distribution above like 2500. You just put some stop loss, and you know the big you aim like really higher, but if it hits your stop loss, then you can sell your share, but on the distribution, not on the accumulation zone. So that's a bit my strategy, and you know, right now I'm a bit lucky because you know the price went up here, and I like this price action because it was like doing like not much, and I'm sure like lots of people did not invest because of the price action was not really that good. But you know, it could. You have to understand that it could retrace, and I'm ready to because for me it's just the buying zone, so I'm holding on. Patience is key here, and yeah, that's a bit about Ethereum, and that's very interesting. Here is the broke of the line, meaning probably maybe a short squeeze is brewing up, and if the short squeeze is brewing up, it's better to continue the push. And what I'm saying is that, you know, the other chart, what I really like is this chart. This chart is quite interesting because you see that's Ethereum and Bitcoin, and as I mentioned, we were at the resistance on the weekly, and we simply popped. I don't know why my PC is lagging. I'm sorry for that. I'll do it a short video today. We see we were squeezed like under here, and we simply pop off the channel. So now we have to see if we can really break this support. I mean this resistance. Because as you can see, this went up, but then we are back in the resistance. So it's not done. I think for me it's a healthy retracement because you see we have this gap. So are we going to fill? Because we already made a gap here untouched on 3 days, and we had a untouched gap here too, and as you can see we have a big gap here. So we have to see, this is Ethereum on Bitcoin, and the goal really on the 3 months is uh is really healthy because you can see there's a nice price action. We took in the gap here more than 50%. We retraced back to here, so that was on our block, and we had like the spring here bring liquidity to break that here, and then we have the retracement, and I calculate here's the killing zones. See, so for me everything on this is a killing zone, so means it's a good time to invest in Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And we can see here, here was like 70% of the retracement of here. And here is a gap, and we already feel like 50% of it. So this is weak because all, let's say, all the sell here has been eating up, and this has put like more, you know, like liquidation here, so it's very weak. And now we have to push up to there, you know, and take that spring of liquidity to make a new all-time high. That's why I say Ethereum has a chance to go like really far away in the future compared to Bitcoin, because this is the Bitcoin Ethereum versus Bitcoin performance. So let's say that Bitcoin is dropping and Ethereum is holding up, this chart will go up, right? Numerator is going lower, and that's how it works. You know, 10 divided by 4 versus 10 divided by 2, the chart is going up. Yeah, that's a bit the picture here. So if you want to trade that, it's still, you see, is laggy. You see, that's the other block here, and we're back into other block. So we're kind of work to the green line. You see, that's the channel, and I don't know if we're gonna retest up to, you know, like here, but it's hard to trade in that time. You know, it's better to trade before that. So yeah, let's see something else. Let's see what's very important is the Bitcoin dominance. To be honest, on this one, I was surprised because this was a big push here. The yellow lines is the trading range, right? And now we're just simply like going up again. But I believe that, you know, there's a good potential that there's a big drop coming up. You know, it's Thursday today and tomorrow's Friday. We still have 2 days on the weekend to make a big move. What I see is that this was, you know, like a drop, right? His power is made perfect in weakness. That means like this was the strength of the buyer that we simply dump, you know, and then we kind of release the pressure. And what I see in the press action normally is that it's just holding on, and it's about to show his strength again. Okay, and here it's a price action, and there's liquidity like above here. You know, normally you can calculate, like, let's say the average is here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's always about like 3 square. You can calculate for the liquidation, and let's see, 1, 2. So maybe there's a little bit more, but I think yeah, it could be a little bit more. But what I see is that here, from here, it was Bitcoin pushing up, okay? And then you see from there to there, it was Ethereum pushing up, you know, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So, and then we have a push last night from Bitcoin. What I like to see is that Bitcoin stabilized and this dropping aggressively on lower side. You see, that's all liquidation. That's all liquidity. This is all one liquidity. So we have to aim that, you know, lower. You see here, that's all liquidation here. So we have to drop here. If we go and drop here, well, you can expect like Ethereum like pumping very high, and probably like Bitcoin pumping a little bit, but not as high as others. So you see, it's another perspective. 3 days. You know, it's big. You know, it could be like it could climb up to fill that gap. That's another perspective, because right now we are leaving this gap too. Yeah, market is like that. Sometimes we just we believe it going down, but we're going up. That's ascending triangle. We could like just like retrace here and then fall like sharper. You know, I like this. I like this. You know, because we feel the gap here is 25%. We put some liquidity. Here's the strength too. But yeah, from my perspective, it will probably break down below. But when, I don't know. You know, it can take a while. That's a weekly. Oh, you see, that's another interesting angle. The wedge is here, and we have the retest right here. The retest is completely right now, and this is the gap right here. We can see that we can fill the gap maybe up to here. I don't know, and that will make sense. And we're kind of doing the retest here. Like sometimes, what I see the market recently is that we come to the like a gap and we don't start to feel it. Like we start retracing right at the gap to lift that strength. You see that one has been filled, but this one has been leaving here. So that shows strength. That one is very good. Let's say monthly. See, we have filled it. So it's all perspective. If you're a pro Bitcoin, for you it's good, and for me, I see another difference from the chart we just see Ethereum and Bitcoin before. Yeah, so I think we have to monitor that, see what's going on with the Bitcoin dominance. That's very important chart. That is very important for me. The retracement was happening like right here. Remember that this was the wyckoff on the short term was like all under like 1 year. September to April, so about a bit more than 1 year. You see that's a big massive liquidity from triple bottom here. We have a nice price action. We push up and we haven't took the liquidity up to here. But we have to always be careful because this was all liquidity and here it's a fresh liquidity. So let's say reverse. Okay, let's say it doesn't go further than that. Okay, and now it's all the guys who bought here, because this is the reverse, right? This is the denominator USDT. So everyone who's bought here, like me, if it retrace, and we get caught off guard, then we're gonna become liquidity from the new fresh liquidity, and you have the whole liquidity here. That means like here, fuel, okay, we can, but then probably crypto is dead, like Bitcoin massively going down, Ethereum like probably like $500, all coins is ripping, okay? So I think there's a big potential in the future when I see tokenization, when I see the finance market, like what's going right now, when I see AI, when I see the trading, like for me trading like 9:30 to 4:30 or 5 p.m. in New York time, it doesn't make sense. Trading should be open 24/7, and crypto right now is doing much better in leverage and stuff like that, and the financial market, copy trading and all stuff like that. So for me, it's the future. So it makes no sense that market maker. I think it makes more sense that they're here, they're probably investing, and there's a lots of crypto boy that invest into the last bull run, and in the total tree they didn't really cash their total tree because the performance was in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has been dumped for me, and now the market is accumulating position in Ethereum total tree. So it has to be like smart because they want to push down the market, because that will mean that total 3 and total 2 is rising up, but they want to also to make sure that the momentum and it's a long-term game, because if everyone's going long in total 3 and Ethereum, like it can be long, because the market will be too inflamed in one side. So what I mean is that you have to be sneaky, and I call it right good, right? You remember when I said like for me, this was one bottom, two bottom, and the liquidity was high here. It was good, but I felt like we were not going to grab this liquidity. And I said like, if we go like to this, what was it? I think was here, yeah. If we go to this fair value gap, I mean, I'm probably dead, like liquidated, but we left that untouched, and then we left a massive like fair value gap. Are we going to fill it? Yeah, probably. Uh, right now, I don't know. Like, I feel like market is probably going to. Here, here's my killing zone. You see, that's the blue line. 70% of the retracement. That's at the top. 70% killing zone, that's the bottom. Okay, so you want to buy when it's down. So right now, for me, okay, Ethereum is under 2400, and but this one is lower, so it's not a good buy. it will be a good buy if we go retrace here, you know. That's a bit about it. Well, that's one confirmation. So you see, the main goal will be here, because here's the price action. A lots of short seller, they're probably holding off to like here, let's say here, because they have like stop loss lower than here. So maybe the price will, I mean, the price action will do like put some pressure lower here, and probably like the short seller will probably push the market, maybe to push, and maybe we fill that gap. I don't know. Anyway, we're in good position. That's why it calls peace right now. So that's you see that's a uptrend channel, and we kind of broke it. Are we going to retest it, or just go lower? I would like to just go lower because you know, market if it retests, a lot of new buyers will be jumping in the market. We'll see the opportunity. So sometimes it's just better like if it goes and continue the short squeeze and probably do a quick wick, and in that wick we need to invest. You know, if there's a big wick down and Ethereum is going down to 2000, then we have to buy there. So that's how I see the market probably, but you know, I'm not God, so I'm just praying for God to give me the mind and the humble way to see the chart, you know, to be an instrument. I'm working with the alpha and omega. That's what I ask. Let's go shortly like on silver and gold. So that's gold here. So gold, we have to be patient here because for me, anything under here, 43.80 was a good buy, and I think I did my last buy here. But right now we push here, but we could retrace back to the buying zone here. We have to be careful because for me it was a nice price action. I mean, like here until here was a good buy, okay? And under here, you have to be thinking about selling your bag. Because here it's like for me was a juke, it was like a poker game. This was not fair. And I mean, like compared to silver, for me was for brewing up a short squeeze, you know. But if we go into the liquidity, the short will get paid, you know, they will cash out their position. So as long as we stay here, it's good to accumulate. And if even my position is in profits, if it goes up to here or up to there, even if I'm negative, and if my Ethereum position stay positive, like I'm good, you know. It's for me, I see it as an opportunity to invest more, to have a bigger bag. But I think that when I invest here, I felt like it was probably my last investment for because I invest more than the previous one, and I felt it was my last shot to invest that strong. But here, yes, I can invest, but not as big as here. And let's see what it does. And yeah, it's price action here. And what's very important about like price action, gold versus silver, is really this chart. You know, this chart is very interesting, and we're on the edge right now because you remember like last video I said like this is a head, and right now the head is trying to get the liquidity from this and from that. And we broke the channel here. We brought some new liquidity. And for me, that's for the under the resistance. You see the other block. And now we're doing a small retracement right here, and it's very hard because you know, you're kind of just not moving up, but I'm holding on. This is the big hat, but I'm thinking like if we go here, that probably means that silver is gonna push higher ground and get liquidation. That's liquidity. That's why it's a gap, you know. And I would like to just leave that gap alone. That would be a good squeeze because or I can show you on the silver chart right after that. But for the price action, for me, was really like this is the bottom, this is the killing zone, okay? This is the top, this is the bottom, and anything over here under like 70% is a good short for silver. You see, right now we did a big retracement on the channel, and right now we're completely like filling that gap. So you can see that right now the gold and the silver is a bit like pushing up, and silver is outperforming gold because the numerator is outperforming gold, so it means that the chart is going down. It's filling that small gap. So let's see what it does, but I could imagine that if you can hold on to that and kind of build price action for me, it's going up here, but I can be wrong. I can go down too and just leave, but that's why we monitor it. That's why I have stop loss really close, and that will be a kind of big loss, because I'm invested more big now than ever on silver. And for that, I'm seeking like to continue the pattern of gold outperforming silver. You see, for me, that was a fishing pole, so that was like silver dumping for real, their share. That was the retrace, that was market maker holding up and then going up to there. But I don't know, like we could go down again, but we could go up. You see, that's fresh liquidity. That's liquidity, and you see that if we go lower, that liquidity will be some will cash out, with the silver. And when I watch silver, is very different, um, different than gold. You see, that was a big drop. I think it was 30% in one day. And you see, for me, was really a big, again, like his powers make perfect in weakness. That was the weakness of the sell, but they powered the strength of the buyer and by dumping their share. And now it's like accumulation, and anything above 78 was a good short. And we have to say about, well, was it done? Are we ready? That's nice liquidity here, 25 bucks. We see that market maker like left that untouched, and they just push. For me, it will make more sense that we start like again. His powers make perfect in weakness. So it means they can have a nice selling zone here, and they're dumping their bag up to there, 54. That will be probably like a good buying, a good selling opportunity. If we go back here, yeah, they could sell higher, but the balance market will be huge. Will be like up to there to, let's say, up to there will be like 38%. So I don't know if they have enough money to dump their silver into that. Maybe. But I see it makes more sense because I see this was the juke for me. This was the juke here, 280 bucks. It kind of switched, and we can see on this chart, the switch was right here. You see, switch back here, bang. You see, so the market did not feel that 50%, but for me, it was the juke was here. You see that market, the reverse, how big it was, and right now you see that's a ascending triangle, and we kind of lose it from here, but it will be really good if we can just take out this liquidity from that and push higher, because there's a nice price action here. You see, here's the triple head, and here it's very sharp, but here it's a nice liquidity too. And yeah, you have this to beat, right? This bring liquidity here, it makes that weaker, and we're kind of brewing up to a big pushback. That will mean like be a decoupling between silver and gold, and that's a bit unlikely, but that's why we monitor it. And maybe I was too like aggressive on that move. That's why it's hard. I think we are in distribution, and yeah, you see that was a big mark, and this is a bit. I know I had a stop loss close, but I remove it and I just put an alarm. The reason is that when you put a stop loss, I think the liquidity of the stop loss is shown in the order book, and sometimes the exchange like to take you out, and I will see. I will try to handle, and why I remove it. I don't like to remove it because the first plan is always I try to stick to it, but now the plan is my position in the Ethereum is going good, and the goal and my total equity is now higher, so I can handle a bigger loss right now. So instead of getting hit by a stop loss, I just simply like increase my position a little bit more on this too. You can see that short term there's liquidity here. We could take this out, and or we could just start to move down. I think moving down makes sense. Um, because here is probably a lot of buyer trying to invest and push that, and even like this morning, and yeah, it's about that. But you have this to consider, and you have this to consider. In the short term, short term looks good. That's the other block. Here was like you see that was like the fake out a little bit, or you're over. But when you go like short term, you see we bypass a little bit this week, and we simply like push here, and then we're retracing back. So it's a long term, it's a long term game. So that's nice price action. See Chuck, that's that's a bit my goal. And you can see that here, that's another one. That's goal on Ethereum. And this one, you remember, I try to call it, this was the my price action right here was the 70%. This was the head. Let's try to remove that. And you see that here and here was my head, and I call it that Ethereum was about to pump, and that's why we saw a numerator pumping, and we saw the chart dumping, and even if gold went up, Ethereum just pumped like 20%. So we took out all this going down, but now we have to be patient because uh, we kind of broke, but like we're really at this is liquidity, and I believe we can continue to go down. For me, this chart is just going down. This is one liquidity, and I'm not sure to where we can go, but for now, that's why I mark. Okay, I mark this was the head, 70%. There was a big head. It was a nice, if you buy Ethereum here, you probably have close to 1600. And here was probably 18, 1900. And then we're here because it pumped. And I believe that gold will be pumping and Ethereum will be pumping, but I think we can play into this trading zone, or even this one, for a long time. It's just that if both are pumping, means like one day gold is pumping and Ethereum is stable. Well, we can see the chart going up. That's how it works. So for me, was the big retest here of the head, the big retest. That's the distribution, and here that was a retracement, and now we're just lower from this, and then we have to hold on. So it looks good. I think it's pretty much it. One thing I like, that's why I called maybe silver going down, is this chart. This is silver on Bitcoin, and you can see that you have the head here. Let's see here. Let's see, the head for me was let's say I mark up a head here, but you can have it here, I say, because if you take the bottom here, you take the high here. I don't know if it makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. So anyway, here was my killing zone. You see, we barely touch it, and this was silver on Bitcoin. And I see that this chart is just going down. There's no like whack off or anything like that. It's just making lower, lower. And here, just the resistance here. You see, as soon as it touched, the first time here was a gap. Okay, here was a gap daily, and now we don't see the gap anymore because we took it. But as soon as we went on and took it, like here, the market, like silver, dropped 30%. Okay, that was crazy. I was into this move, and now we pump it back because Bitcoin dump. If Bitcoin dump, its numerator is going weaker, so we're pumping. But I see that chart is ready to move lower. Okay, that's a lot of liquidity. 1, 2, 3. Let's say here, that's liquidity 2. That's 4. And now we have price action. We just push a little bit, manipulative, no, and we haven't took the liquidity of anything above here. And we have playing here, we played here, and now we're back into the trade distribution. If we crush this, everyone who took a trade here will get stuck in the liquidation, plus here, so we can move down. You see, that's a big moving down. So if we have a big moving down, that's mean like either one, like Bitcoin is pumping or silver is dumping. So which one is more volatile? I think silver is more volatile. It's hard to say, but I believe so. So let's say the silver is going down, so we can, once we enter here liquidation, there will be a big move going up. So going up or down, and I see probably like Bitcoin. If we have Bitcoin pumping a little bit and we have like silver dumping, that will be like a big move, That's why we have this chart moving down. That's simply because Bitcoin has been pumping, and even though silver has been pumping a little bit, but have been more stable lately, so that's why we're going down. And I see that like here we have like liquidity here filling that buying zone, so it makes good, that there's maybe a big move in silver happening soon, so we can crush this all of this to enter liquidity. So yeah, that's another like hint you can have. That's why you have to do multi-chart pattern. Last of all, this one is not much to say. It's gold on Bitcoin, and you can see that there's a big wyckoff like happening since 2021, and now we're pushing up, and we have been like filling that gap on the 3 days. And I like that because right now you can see that we're just simply like kind of doing a retest of that, but we might just to complete this gap too. I'm not sure about it, but what I know is that in the future I would like to go up, because that's a wyckoff, and wyckoff, this is the accumulation zone, anything under this yellow you need to accumulate. So when you want to accumulate is what is gold, you need to increase your position in gold. So if we go down, means like probably gold is going down or Bitcoin is going up. And Bitcoin right now, I don't care because we're in a distribution process. Well, as I said, like under 100K. And for gold is that we're still on accumulation, because I can see gold is pumping more than $10,000, And right now it's on play like for 4,400. And yeah, so I see that here's the spring, and this is the big target here, but we need to bring new fresh money here. But we're not, I believe that we're not going back to the retest, because the retest is probably here. But I don't know, and we can do fill like those gap. And what I see is that last time, we did a week, we haven't filled that gap completely. Are we going to fill it completely? I don't know. I did like, because when we went to there, we haven't filled it completely, because it's like price action. If we fill it completely, some will cash out from their position. And I like that we kind of touch here, this yellow line was significant. And yeah, that's and also that here I trust my killing zone, and we barely touch a 70%. So yeah, hard to say. I think you could invest a little bit in gold, but I will wait. I think I will wait a little bit. I see that 6 months is, we have a nice gap here, we have a gap here. Not much to say about it. So that's why I know that this chart long term will go up, and right now it's hard to say. You see, that's why Bitcoin pushed yesterday. We kind of went into the bottom here of the wedge. We have to be careful, and yeah, we have to be careful with that. So yeah, that's That's pretty. That's what I'm saying. I'll have to let you go. I have a big day. We'll finish work late today. It's a beautiful day, so hope you guys can understand a bit more my strategy in the market and you know, humility over ego. And we have to really like fix our strategy on buying at the premium zone and selling at the premium zone. And right now we're on the edge on silver. Let's pray that we can hold on, and if it's crush my stop loss, so be it, right? That's His will, and I try my best to manage, you know, my drawdowns, and that's important. But right now we're still in accumulating zone in the Ethereum and gold. We're simply move a little bit, so we have to be patient. And if we have a week down in Ethereum on gold, then we can increase our position. So if I see other opportunity, I can probably like invest a little bit. And hope you guys doing good, and wish you a wonderful day. Take care.